come and tell us how you're going to deal with all the congestion problems of the country? Welcome.
So, I just press it here, right? Hello, everyone. Me and a group of people, we decided to become the Uber of West Africa. I am from Angola, and where I live, there are huge problems in terms of transportation service. They're unreliable and unsecure. That's due to a high rate of informal market, and also we have a very high unemployment rate, which is 20%, and in youth it can reach up to 45% from people from 15 to 25 years old. So that was our call to action, to create a platform, an ecosystem where we'll connect riders to drivers. Our model is simple, commission-based, 25% of each ride. So to use our app, our riders, they only have to download, choose a destination, and they relax and go. They just call the driver and go. It's also simple for our drivers. They simply have to download the app, submit their documents, and then we book a training for them, and we do a car inspection to assert that they have the quality standards and they are in line with the compliance laws that we have. So we add value in more ways than normally other companies that do ride-sharing do. We created an ecosystem where we tie partnerships with insurance services, the banking system, and we also give digital literacy training, because many of them have never touched a smartphone, to enable them to join our ecosystem and start making money. Apart from that, our system is based on quality. So every trip is rated at the end, and we can improve our system continuously based on those. We also offer transparency and cut speculation, because the prices are presented both to the user and the drivers through a centralized taximeter from our server. Our market is quite big. There are 4.5 million internet users in Angola, from which 2 million we can reach. This year we are aiming for 60,000 rides. We are not only dreaming, we already started. So from May 18th, we've already realized more than 30,000 rides. We have more than 12,000 downloads made, and we have 120 active users driving. Last month, we did more than $50,000, and our monthly average growth rate is of 42%, which I think is quite good. In 12 months, we want to do 2,000 rides a day, and we intend to reach almost $500 million of revenue. To make this happen, we have a team of people with experience in management, IT, finance, which help us create an environment where we have all the set conditions that make this happen. We already have 12 full-time employees, and we want to grow. We already have our operational break-even, so what we earn already pays our debts, but we want to go further. This is one of our drivers. He's called Simão. In July 2018, he was unemployed, earning zero. Now he earns more than 10 times the minimum wage, and we created more than 100 Simãos, and we want to create many more. So if you want to invest in us, we are asking for $750,000 for 5% in equity. Thank you very much. Or as you say in our country, Ngasakidila.
Thank you. It's a very exciting business, though I doubt the gorillas will be happy with the valuation, but I'll open the floor. Emmanuel.
Have you considered transporting goods as well, or are you just looking at transporting customers?
We're not just considering, we are already testing it.
Okay.
And we actually are planning. This is one of the reasons why we want such a high ask. It's because we already know how to transport things. We are transporting people, which are higher risk. We have to have more care. Of course, each business, delivering goods or deliveries, they have their own specific technicalities. And we are studying and addressing those with our pilots. So we are already doing deliveries, and we want to go not just peer-to-peer, business-to-customer, but we also want to do logistics.
Robin?
Do you have a specific geographic area, or what are your plans from here to the next 5 years?
So now we are operating in Luanda. Luanda is a city that, in the last census, the last statistical research, we had approximately 7 million people. New data points out to 10 million, so it's a megapolis, and it tends to grow. And we know that the target market yearly can generate $180 million just in rides. So our market is quite big. We want to be good at what we do. We want to set a good governance and processes. And then when we're ready to scale, we'll move forward.
Who's your current competition?
We have Hello Taxi. We have other ride-sharing apps in our country as well. They are starting up. But as I said, in terms of value proposition, we go the extra mile. We are not only worried about scaling, so we're not only setting up a hub with a page with an onboarding system where people watch videos, and then we don't know if they really learn things, if they're really capable. And we have a large majority of the population which don't really have the knowledge. So we are here for an impact mission, and we don't mind accelerating a little bit to create more value. So that's what sets us apart. We have competitors, yes, but our goal is different.
One thing that investors are interested in is also an exit. So East Africa Investments, for example, we like to invest in a company and support your growth for 3, say 4 years. But of course, the ultimate goal is to exit from your business, and we also make a profit from that exit. Just to Robin's question, is Uber already in Angola? Because an obvious exit for an investor would be that your company eventually gets sold to a much bigger competitor.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of exit strategies, we at the board, we have thought about many options. One of them, for example, is we reacquiring the shares that we sold at a set date of limit. Another way is, like you said, we sold out the company to a bigger company, which can happen, but as a tendency, our country is a Portuguese-speaking country, and our market is not in the big eyes. We've spoke to Google, we've been at conferences, we've tried to speak to other players, and we haven't really sensed from them an interest in a country like ours. They're more focused on English-speaking markets, French-speaking markets, so it's possible, but we are more focused on giving back the money through buying out the shares that we are selling now.
But you came at the right time. Probably you noticed that Uber bought Kareem for $3 billion. And the founder of Kareem said 5 years ago that for $3 billion he would sell. Mm-hmm. So he got the number he wanted.
Sorry?
He got the number he wanted. He wanted $3 billion 3 years ago, and now he got the numbers that he wanted to sell it for. So you have an opportunity here to invest in the next Kareem that will be bought by Uber or Lyft. Gorillas, who wants to come in? Who wants to make a counter offer?
Well, this is not my line of business, but if one of the gorillas, like Robin, is willing to join, I would consider maybe going further, investing. But my main concern is $700,000 for 5% seems too little. So how do you evaluate your business? What are you selling? Is it your database or just the platform?
We have a platform, but we have more than a platform. We have an ecosystem. So in terms of using money, we are already using data. For example, we can identify what are the hotspots in town, and we can sell this data to many players that are interested. We have strong partnerships. We have worked with companies. We are also working closely with the government to make sure that we can deliver another type of service inside of our country. And as I said, we're not only looking into rides, which is already a quite expansive business segment, we are also looking into logistics and deliveries. We believe that this amount is justifiable by the team we have and what we've achieved by now and the potential that we have achieving more. But we are willing to negotiate.
Okay, so I will leave it to Robin maybe to lead.
You're just a thought process. You're talking about 750,000, is it? Yeah, in capital.
Sorry?
You're talking about $750,000 to invest.
Yes.
Now, that's a sizable amount of money.
Yes.
And what control or intake do I have as an investor in your company? Because it's such a small margin or small share, the risk might be too high.
Yes.
Maybe usually we would look at 20 to 30, maybe 40% in a round when you invest. Mm-hmm. With a board seat, with a board observer seat, maybe we want to ensure that you don't need the money, all the money right
Florian,
now.
Is there an offer at the end of this? Is there a counter offer?
Yeah, there could be a counter offer.
What is it?
Significant more shares, board seat, board observer seat.
And maybe tranched payouts. and convertibles to see that the money is good used and you're delivering what you propose on milestones.
Well,
Robin, before that, you said you have an offer. No? Okay.
we like to be given things based on our performance, so following up and giving out the money based on milestones or set goals, based on a strategic plan, that's how we operate right now. We have already acquired seed investment, close to $450,000, and that's what we're using to execute our strategy until now. And yes, a seat at the board is guaranteed. Now the shares, we could negotiate, we could bring you to the conversation and we could see where we go.
Okay, let's sit down.
But not to repeat what you said, I'm very interested in this business model because, I mean, being in the healthcare space, the challenges that we have in Africa, for example, is access to healthcare, right? And so I actually did a deal with Uber Health, which is the back end of Uber, where we actually pay for patients to be taken to hospitals and back. So I'll be interested in being a customer as well as an investor, because I think the return on investment for me is much higher than equity in your company.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very interesting.
That's a very good proposition. Thank you. So I think there will be a follow-up afterwards. Thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Sasa sisi Afrika usinabe bushu kikuya. Oyo komeka